Assalamu alaikum everyone and welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to do Form 2 final examination. Of course this is for maths, obviously this is a maths channel. So let's get started. Yes, let's get started. So we are going to do Form 2 maths revision in this video. Let's not go talk too much and start the revision part. So your first practice, if you want this kind of PDF file or these worksheets, you can always email me, tell me through WhatsApp or Instagram or any method that you can contact me through. So let's get started. In Form 2, we learned 12 to 13 topics, and one of them was this inequality. This was in second term. So inequalities, we learn how to draw the diagrams. We also learn how to translate a lot of English into maths. So the diagram first. We had 4 types of diagram by using these kinds of symbols. Okay, we had larger than, less than, larger or equals, less than equals. Now what's the difference between these two and these two? This is having the equal sign and these two are not having the equal sign. When we draw, if there is an equal sign, we shade the point as well. But if there's no equal sign, that part is not included, so we don't shade that. We leave that as empty. For example, if the question was 2/5 as well, but then this time it's empty on the top. It's empty here, so it will not have the equal sign. Now, how about this? This means not equal to, because it's inequality. That means anything but not equal. So these 5 are the major ones. And how do I represent this figure then? We know that it's going to the right side. So is it getting bigger or is it getting smaller first of all? Yes, getting bigger, because in the graph, on the left side is the negative numbers, and the more on the left, the smaller the number is, because it's getting negatives and like that. And then on the right side is the positive number, and the more you go to the right side, the bigger the numbers are. Same goes this one. Now it's going towards the right side, so it's getting bigger. It's getting bigger than this number. So we at least know that x, because the unknown is x, so we use x, is getting bigger. Do I need to have the equal sign? Yes, because this is shaded, so equal to 2/5. That is your final answer. Okay, and because student forms are following the TSA marking scheme, so each answer you get 2 marks. Lucky you. And then next, representing a lot of letters, a lot of English into maths, and making us statements in maths. Okay, here you will have different kinds of wordings in front. Sum, difference, product, quotient. What are these? First of all, sum means plus, or we could say adding up, addition. And then next, difference. Difference means like the age difference of between us. So how do we calculate that? The big minus small. So it's the minus, or what we call subtract. Because I know everyone uses different kinds of English. And then next, product. Product means times, or you could name it as multiply. And then the last one, I actually forgot what it was, quotient and divide. There was one more word for it, but I can't remember right now. If I get it, if I remember it later on, I will let you guys know. So here, we know we need to sum of something. Sum of what? So there's a plus here, 3 times a number x, so there's an x, and 5 is. Is means equals to, or the symbol that you are gonna have, because this is inequality, so the symbols could be any of these. So we have is greater than. So is greater than, which symbol shall we be using? Yes, greater than, and then there's 35 here. So we have so many things now. We need to have the sum of what 2 things? 3 times the number x, so 3x, and 5. So the sum of this thing and 5. So your answer will be 3x plus 5, and these are greater than, is greater than 35. That's your final answer. Easy. Now next one is actually the same, like similar. You can try on your own. So the sum of, sum means plus, sum of something something, 4 times y, so 4y, and 2 is greater than 15. Always write the number at front and then the unknown. Don't go as y4, even though that's also translated as y times 4, but then it's a habit to have the number in front. Okay, next, the sum of something something something. What's the something something? 3 times x, and 5 is greater than 35. Okay, next, the sum of 7 times some number. So 7 times the number a, and 6 is greater than 51. Let's just continue. Sum of 4 times the number y, and 6 is greater than 30. You can always pause the video, try to do on your own first, and then we continue. The next, sum of 5 times the number x, and 7 is greater than 40. And the last one, 5 times the number x, and the sum with 6 is greater than 50. So these are the practice one thing, basically inequalities. It should be not too hard because this was revised a lot, especially the book has a lot of exercise in it. You can try to do it on your own, and if you don't understand, you can always ask me, and that's it. You have more later on. And then practice 2, because in each video I want to try to make few practices if possible. It depends if anyone comes and trouble me or not. So practice 2 is about square root without using calculator. What does that mean? Can I really not use it? Well, who's gonna know, right? Well, you might know and you might not know. There are actually a few things to do here. First of all, what is 9 times 16? What a big number, miss. 9 times 16 is 144. And then what are the square roots of 144? How do I click that? Square roots means what times what is 144. For example, 3 times 3 is 9. So the square roots of 9 are 3 times 3. How about square roots of 4 as 16? 16 is made by 4 times 4, right? But at the same time, -3 times -3, you can also make it as 9. And -4 times -4, you can also make it as 16. What does that mean? That means the 9 have 2 square roots. So after you square root 9, you will have 2 different answers, 3 and -3. You have to write both of them. If you want to find out the square roots of 9, then you will have to write it as positive square root 9 and the negative square root 9. Okay? Because these things squares, you can get it as 9. 3 times 3 means 3 square. And then -3 square. Both are same meaning. You will still get 9 like that. Okay? And the same goes here. You can do it separately, like 3 times 4, you get 12. And then -3 times 4, you also get -12. But of course, there's so many. So what we do is you can use this 9 times 16 directly, 144, and then see what you get. And there should be 2 different answers no matter what method you use. 3 times 4, you get 12. And then -3 times 4, you get -12. And then 3 times -4, you get -12. And then -3 times -4, you get 12. So these 2 are the answers. So you can do that way, or yes, you can use calculator. I mean, the teachers won't know it, right? How do I use calculator then? So you get your calculators out. You will have it. And then square root 9 times 16. But you will just have one answer. Just a positive answer will be given to you. But then you should know that you will have 2 different answers. So you will write the positive answer given by the question and the negative answer given by yourself. So 12 times negative 12. Okay, easy peasy. Then that's good. Next, so since you know you can use calculator, so do it. Or you could do it like on your heart. What times what is 16? 4 times 4. Then what times what is 25? 5 times 5. So 4 times 5 is 20. So I will know that it's 20 and negative 20. Also do the next one. You can use calculator directly. So square root 25 times 36, you get 30 as the answer, and then but we write both positive and the negative, right? So you also do that, and then we continue. 6 times 6 is 36. 4 times 4 is 16. So you have 6 and 4, negative 6 and negative 4, and then 6 times 4 is 24. 6 times negative 4 is negative 24. Easy. Then let's just continue. And then 36 times 1, 36, and the square root of 36, 6 and negative 6. Continue. 12 times 7, you can get it as 84 and negative 84. Of course, you can use calculator. Square root 144 times 49, you get positive answer, but you also write the negative one. Similarly, just continue. 49 is the 7 square, and then 16 is 4 square and the negative 4 square. Of course, at the same time, it's negative 7 square and negative 4 squares. So you can have the answer 7 times 4, 28, and then 7 times negative 4, negative 28. Let's just continue. And then these are 8 squares, these are 2 squares, so you have 8 times 2, 16, and negative 16. And then 81 is 9 square, 9 is 3 square, so 9 times 3, 27, and negative 27. You can click calculator, of course. 81 is 9 square, 100 is 10 square, so 9 times 10, 90, and then you also have negative 90. And then 100 is 10 square, 36 is 6 square, so 10 times 6, 60, and you also have a negative 60. And the 121 is 11 square, 16 is 4 square, so 11 times 4, 44, negative 44. And then the last one, 64 means 8 square, 81 means 9 square, 8 times 9, 72, and negative 72. Okay, easy peasy. This should not be the hardest topic yet, because the next practice, when you have to find the radius with given circumference, that is what we call hard. Very hard, right? Because this is shapes. First of all, what is a circle? Miss, don't you know what's a circle? Yes, of course I know. I'm just kidding. I'm just asking you guys. So this is a circle here. How do I know which circle is bigger? I mean, that was not even a circle. So which one is bigger? Miss, can't you see? Don't you have eyes? Obviously, this is bigger. But, you know, maths always require proofs. So to prove which one is bigger, we used a thing called diameter to find things. The longest line in a circle. You can either have diameter or you could have the radius. Radius is half of diameter. So if you know any of these values, you can know the size of the circle, how big it is, how big the outer line is, how many things can be planted inside. If this was a garden, planted inside in this garden, that means you're finding the area. But if you're just finding the outer line, we call that perimeter if it's other shapes. But if it's a circle, we call that circumference. So you need to find the length of this circumference. Okay, what am my beautiful writing? So for circles, I'm not gonna explain too much because I'm sure you guys already know how to get those things. Like finding the area of rectangle was Length times width, square was side times size, triangle was base times height divided by 2, circle was, but I'm not finding area, okay? This time I'm finding the circumference, the outer line only. Even for the square, if this was a square, I'm just finding, oops, what kind of square was that? But if this is 5, these all are 5, right? So my perimeter, the outer line will be 5 times 4, 20. But how about circle? Circle circumference will be 2 pi r. Pi is used in circles only. What is r? R refers to radius. So that means you need to have the radius before you find anything. Do we have the radius here? Oh, we don't. So we keep radius as r, but we know the circumference. Wow, lucky, right? So we know that 2 pi r, this is circumference, is equals to 36 pi. And then if there's anything on both sides, you can cancel out directly. For example, they both have pi on each side. So you can cancel out. And then 2 times what is 36? 2 here is multiplied. So if you want to move 2 to the other side, you will divide it. So 36 divided by 2, you can click calculator, you will get 18. Okay, easy peasy. Basically, circumference divided by 2 pi, you can get the radius. But the question is already having the pi, so you don't have to click calculator for that. Easy peasy. Same goes for the next one. Because it's just practice, I just need you to 100% know it. So we now know the circumference is 46 pi. So circumference is 2 pi r. Circumference is 46 pi now given. So pi on each side, so you can cancel out. So you are left with 2r equals to 46. So 2 times what is 46? 2 times something, right? So 2 is multiplied here. If you go to the other side, it will be divided. So r equals to 46 divided by 2, which is 23. Easy. Then let's just continue. Next, number 3. We are given that the circumference is 56 pi. Circumference is 2 pi r, and that is now 56 pi. And we have pi on each side, so you can cancel them out. You're left with 2r equals to 56. And if you don't need the r here, divide it on the other side. You can get r as 28. Of course, you can click calculator. 56 divided by 2, you'll get it. Next, the circumference is 62. So 2 pi r will be 62 pi. Pi on each side, so cancel out, and you're left with 2r equals to 62. And r here is multiplied, so if you go to the other side, it will be divided, and you're left with 31. Continue. The circumference given is 32. So 2 pi r is 32 pi. And pi on each side, you're left with 2r, 32. And r here is multiplied by 2. So if you don't need the 2, divide it on the other side, you will get r as 16. Let's continue quickly now. So 2 pi r is 43 pi here. Pi on each side cancelled out. You have 2r left. And then 2 will be divided on the other side. So you're left with 21.5. Click calculator. Continue. So you're given the circumference to pi r is 42 pi. Pi on each side. So cancel out. You are left with 2r equals to 42. And then r is multiplied by 2 here. So if you go to the other side, it will be divided. And then the last question. We know that the circumference is 21 pi. So you click that, and pi is on each side. So you can cancel that out. And you're left with 2r. R will be divided by 2 to cancel out that 2, and then it will be 11.5. So that's it for practice 3, finding the radius with the circumference given. You may be given radius first and then you have to find circumference. So let's see what's in your exam. Okay, so next, practice 4 is finding the actual value with the absolute error given. So there is a lot of errors in this world, right? Even in ruler, each of them is having maybe 1 cm, 2 cm, 3 cm like that, or maybe 1 mm, 2 mm like that. But between 1 mm and 2 mm, there's still something there, and we are not 100% sure. So that's what we call error. And now here as well, because our eyes are not 100% perfect, we measured the value as 350 ml. Okay, so this is the measured value, 350 ml. And then we know that because the error is 2 ml. So our actual value could be greater than this or less than this. And this time we know it's greater than this. So actually our actual value could have been between 352 or 348, any of these. But we now know the actual value is greater than this measured value. So we will know that the actual value is this one. What we basically did, the measured value plus or minus the error. And we know this time it's more, so we just plus it. So 352. Okay, easy peasy. And then let's just continue. Next one, measured value is 400. And then the error is 4. So you add up 4 because the actual one is greater. So 404 ml. Continue. The error is 5 and the measured value is 200. So 200 plus 5, which is 205. It's very easy, right? So let's do it a little much quicker. So 300 is your measured and your error is 6. So you plus it because it's greater. So 306. And continue. Measured is 450. Error is 7. So you add them up because it's greater. You can do on your own first and then come back, pause the video and then check your answers. Easy, because the measured is 550. Error is 8 and it's greater, so you add them up. Next, measured is 150. Error is 9 and because it's greater, so you add them up. If in exam it's smaller, remember to minus. Okay. Next, measured is 230. Error is 2 and because it's greater, so you add them up. Next, measured is 210. Error is 4, so you add them up. Click calculator. Measured is 130, error is 5, so you add them up because it's the greater one. Easy peasy. Of course, this is one of the very easy one. Next, which of the following is identity? Identity means left hand side equals to right hand side. So, for example, identical twins. Everything is same from left to right, up and down, right? Same goes for this one. So, what we do is open up the brackets and compare with each sides. So, we in option A, let's open up. 6 times 3 is 18y. 6 times -1, -6. So, is this same as this? Yes, totally same. So this is your identity. No need to try others because it's already no. These will be very obvious wrong, right? Only for the first one and the last one, you know, you have to open up and then check. But then if you already found it A, then it's good. Next, open up the bracket. 5 times 3 is 15. Don't forget the unknown with it. 5 times -1, -5. It's the same, so that's the answer. Continue. 8 times 2, 16y. 8 times -1, 8. Same. Continue. 9 times 2, and then 9 times negative 1, so 18y minus 1. Now you can't click these two together because this one is having y, this one does not. They're not the same thing. They're not having same terms, like terms. They're not like terms. Continue. 7 times 3y and then 7 times negative 1. 7 times 3, 21y minus 7. So those are your answers. So that's for the identity part. Easy, easy, very easy, right? So in this video, we are done with 5 practices. And let's finish the very last one and then we end this video first. What is a polygon? Polygons, you do not have curved sides. Okay? No curved sides. Outer sides only. Okay, for example, this one, all are just corners. So this is a polygon. How about this? We have this curved here, so this is not a polygon. And please circle the answers, not tick them, because the question asks you circle. So this one. Now, but then it doesn't look good, right? So I'll just put a tick. What are others are polygon? Tick. Tick, tick, tick. Any others? Tick, tick. Any others? Why are the others not? See the curved here, a lot of curve here, and this whole shape is curved, 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 and the curved. So those will not be your answer. No need to put cross, of course. Only circle the ones that are correct. Okay, good. And then how about the bottom? Again, which one are polygons? Yes, all the straight lines, all the straight lines, all the straight lines, all the straight lines. The others have straight lines, but they are also curved, 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 curved. So those are not the answers. Easy? Very good. And yep. So that's all for this video. For practice 1 to practice 6 is here. Now for the others, we will also do it, but in coming video, you can of course try on your own first. It's not from A to Z. See how many of them are correct. It's not a must that each section has one. It could be, it could not be. Okay, you do the others on your own first. Practice 7, practice 8. Practice 8, I changed few of the statements. So later on you can watch the video and then amend on your own worksheets if you have it. And then we find the circumference again, but this time radius is given. And then we will also find the arc, like what is a sector, what is arc, we will have to discuss later on. And then we also solve the inequalities, and then we find whether these things suit the equation or not. And then we also do some sorts of simultaneous. And then we also find cylinders, curved surface area and total surface area, few practices of that. And then later on we will have the frequency table. You need to know how to read this, understand the questions. And then we will also find the area of the circle and also area of the sector. Sector is the fan shape. And a lot of practices, of course. And then we will have the cylinder again, but this time you will be finding the volume of it, so it's a 3D shape. And then we will again do a square roots, finding the answers again, just a lot of practices so that you're 100% clear. And then we will do the trigonometry. You will have to draw the triangle on your own. What kind of triangle is that? It's a 90 degrees, a right angle triangle. And then you have to find the hypotenuse, opposite and adjacent lines. And you also will be given some values. Find the sin theta, cosine theta, and tangent theta. And then in the end, you'll also find the value of the theta, the angle. Which angle? ACB. Be careful of the question. The question may hint you. So we will do a lot of these practices. And then in front, you are given all 3 lines. And then later on, you will just be given 2 lines. Just 2 lines, and then again finding the theta. So you will have enough practice of this trigo as well, because trigo is gonna come a lot in your exam. That, if I'm not wrong, that should be like 18 marks or something like that. I forgot, so I don't remember the exact value. So we will do a lot of practices in the coming videos as well. So until now, we are done with practice 1 to 6, if I'm not wrong. Yeah. So that's it. If you have any other questions, please let me know. These were This is a video for the final examination revision of Maths Form 2. Thank you. Allah Hafiz. See you. Allah Hafiz.